In this video, I'll be sharing with you how to break free from unhealthy habits. From identifying the problem and creating new habits, to enlisting support and staying accountable, I'll be talking you through the journey to bettering yourself and have real-life stories to share as illustration. So join me as we dive deep into breaking free from any unhealthy habit. Chapter 1, Introduction. Hello everyone, my name is Earl Charles and welcome to this video. Has anyone ever felt like they were stuck in an unhealthy, unproductive rut? Breaking free from unhealthy habits can be difficult, but not if you're properly educated about what it takes. In this video, I'll be sharing with you insight into how to break free from unhealthy habits, and life up into a better version of yourself. So, let's get started. Chapter 2, Identifying the Problem. The first step to break free from unhealthy habits is to identify what the problems are. Instead of just going about your day-to-day life without taking any notice of your thoughts and feelings, it's important to be aware and take some introspective time to see what's really going on in your life. Are you constantly procrastinating? Are you engaging in self-destructive behaviors? Taking the time to really think about the source of your unhealthy habits can help you take the first steps in the journey to bettering yourself. To illustrate my point, I'd like to share with you a story. Philip had a drug and alcohol addiction. He knew it was a problem, but he kept falling back into the same old patterns regardless. He knew he was running out of time, but he thought he was too far gone and that nothing would change. So, Philip decided to take a step back and think about what had led him here in the first place. It took a lot of soul searching, but he was finally able to identify the source of his unhealthy patterns, his toxic family environment and social circle. Once Philip uncovered the source of his unhealthy habits, he was able to take the first steps in the journey to recovery by cutting off ties with these damaging influences. Chapter 3, Creating New Habits. Now that you've identified the source of your unhealthy habits, the next step is to begin creating new, healthier habits to replace them. It isn't easy, and some days you might even slip up and resort back to your unhealthy patterns, but it's important to keep trying and to challenge yourself. One of the best ways to do this is to substitute the unhealthy habit you're trying to break with a healthy habit or activity. For example, if you're trying to break the habit of excessive alcohol consumption, find a hobby that you enjoy that can help you relax and feel fulfilled without resorting to drinking. To illustrate my point, I'd like to share with you a story. Jennifer was struggling with an unhealthy overeating habit. She'd spent months trying to fix it with no success, until she decided to take a step back and think of a healthier alternative. Instead of eating when she felt down or stressed, she adopted yoga as a way to relax and de-stress as well as keep her body healthy. Practicing yoga was much more beneficial than stuffing her face with food, and it allowed her to break free from her unhealthy eating habits. Chapter 4, Enlist Support. Breaking free from unhealthy habits can often feel like a very daunting process, which is why it's helpful to enlist the support of those who understand and are able to offer advice and words of encouragement. Talking to friends and family about the unhealthy habits you're trying to break and what's causing them can be incredibly beneficial. Not only are they likely to be more understanding and supportive, but it can also help you to look at the situation through a different perspective. To illustrate my point, I'd like to share with you a story. John had always had a problem with procrastination. He'd always put everything off until the very last minute, which often resulted in rushed work and poor grades. He felt stuck and saw no way out, until his family stepped in. His parents and siblings had a much better understanding of his situation and were able to provide him with some helpful advice and strategies for dealing with his procrastination. With their help, John was finally able to break free from his unhealthy habit and start working on things ahead of time. Chapter 5, Utilize Resources. You don't have to figure out the process of breaking free from unhealthy habits alone. There are a plethora of resources available online and in bookstores that can give you the guidance and tools you need to succeed. Reading books about healthy habits and how to break free from unhealthy ones can be extremely helpful. It can give you some new perspectives and strategies to try out, and provide you with the motivation you need to keep going even on days when you feel like you want to give up. To illustrate my point, I'd like to share with you a story. Sue had an unhealthy obsession with comparison and competition. She was constantly trying to outdo her peers and felt like she wasn't good enough unless she was better than everyone else. She was stuck in a vicious cycle of self-doubt and comparison, until she stumbled upon a book about how to break free from unhealthy habits. It gave her insights into why she was feeling the way she did and provided her with strategies to help her break free from this habit. With the help of this book, Sue was able to gain some clarity and understanding and finally break out of her unhealthy patterns. Chapter 6: Reward Yourself. Breaking free from unhealthy habits and replacing them with healthier ones is no small feat. It takes time and dedication, and you should give yourself credit for all the work you're putting in. Oftentimes, you should reward yourself after each little victory, even if it's something as small as going one day without reaching for the bottle of alcohol or saying no to junk food. These small victories add up over time and give you the motivation and incentive to continue in your journey. Rewards don't have to be big or expensive either. Even something as small as going for a walk in the park or watching your favorite show can be enough to keep yourself motivated and on track. To illustrate my point, I'd like to share with you a story. Tim was trying to break free from his habit of smoking. He was struggling and getting discouraged, until he remembered to reward himself every time he managed to go a day without lighting up a cigarette. These rewards helped to keep him on track, and eventually, after months of dedication, he was able to permanently break free from his unhealthy habit. Chapter 7: Stay Accountable. Holding yourself accountable is one of the most important steps in breaking free from unhealthy habits. After all, it's easy to lose motivation and slip back into old patterns if you don't have someone to keep you accountable. It can be helpful to enlist the help of a loved one or friend to help keep you accountable. Ask them to check in on you every so often and ask you how you're doing on your journey. They can provide you with encouraging words and reminders as to why you embarked on this journey in the first place. To illustrate my point, I'd like to share with you a story. Mandy was trying to break free from her addiction to sugar. It was difficult for her to ignore her cravings, especially when she was surrounded by sugary treats constantly. However, with the help of a close friend, she was able to stay accountable and begin taking the necessary steps towards breaking free from her unhealthy habit. As soon as she felt a craving, her friend was there to serve as a reminder as to why she wanted to break free from her addiction and not give in to her cravings. Chapter 8: Persevere. Breaking free from unhealthy habits isn't always easy, and more than likely, you will face difficult times during your journey. It's important to remember that making mistakes along the way does not mean you have failed, it's all part of the process. The important thing is to keep going. Persevere, take it one day at a time, and don't give up. You're likely to face obstacles and setbacks, but the more you push on, the closer you'll come to achieving your goal. To illustrate my point, I'd like to share with you a story. Dave was trying to break free from his habit of gambling, which was damaging both his finances and his relationships. It felt like every time he took a step forward he'd take 2 steps back. He was about to give up, until he mustered the strength to keep trying. Sure enough, after months of dedication and perseverance, Dave was finally able to break free from his unhealthy gambling habit. Chapter 9: Mental Health. Breaking free from any unhealthy habit you may have is important, but mental health should be a priority as well. It's not always easy to conquer a difficult habit, and taking care of your mental health is essential to help you stay on track and motivated. Tending to your mental health could look like meditating, reading, exploring hobbies, or simply writing in a journal about your progress. Taking care of your mental health will help give you a fresh perspective and help you to stay grounded in your journey. To illustrate my point, I'd like to share with you a story. Mike was trying to break free from his unhealthy habit of binge-watching Netflix. He'd often give in and end up spending hours binge-watching TV shows and movies, which was having a major impact on his productivity. He decided to focus on his mental health and developed a meditation practice to help him relax and stay on track. Soon enough, he was able to become aware of his unhealthy pattern and break free from it with the help of his improved mental health. Chapter 10: Find Your Passion. Finding something you're passionate about can often be the key to breaking free from unhealthy habits. It can give you a sense of purpose and something to look forward to in your journey. You have to keep exploring and trying new things until you find something that really speaks to you and captures your interest. This could be anything, from painting to playing music or even learning a new language. To illustrate my point, I'd like to share with you a story. Chris was trying to break free from his unhealthy habit of smoking. It felt impossible for him, until one day he stumbled across a painting class. It was something he had never done before, but it instantly captivated him. After a few weeks of practice, he noticed he was smoking less and less, and it wasn't long before he was able to quit his habit altogether. All thanks to finding something he was passionate about. Chapter 11: Don't Look Back. The process of breaking free from unhealthy habits is about persevering and relentlessly pushing forward. There will be difficult moments, and you will want to give up, but it's important to keep looking ahead no matter how hard it might be at times. The more you move on, the closer you get to the life you want. Don't look back at your mistakes, focus on the new habits you're creating and the strides you're taking. To illustrate my point, I'd like to share with you a story. Amy was trying to break free from her unhealthy habit of overspending. She'd slip up and revert back to her old habits, which often left her feeling discouraged and desperate. But she refused to give up. She pushed onward, resisting the urge to look back, and eventually, she was able to break free from her unhealthy spending habits. Conclusion. That's it for my video. Breaking free from unhealthy habits isn't always easy, but it is possible. It's all about making incremental progress day by day and keeping yourself motivated and focused. Identify the source of your unhealthy pattern, create healthier habits to replace them, enlist the support of those around you, utilize resources to learn more, reward yourself for your progress, and stay accountable to keep going. But, most importantly, take care of your mental health and find your passion. Remember, don't look back, keep pushing forward and you'll eventually break free from any unhealthy habit. If you liked this video and want to see more, please hit the subscribe button, so you never miss an update, and press the like button. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Until next time. This video was brought to you by Channel Success Mindset and Personal Growth.